Okay, it has been another busy day. Kelly and Kathy are studying videos to learn how to use our palm tree kit. This is what's going to save our palm trees. Pat was here, but she left. She picked up all of the student photographs to take back to the school. We've had lots of tours this morning already. Joe's around here somewhere giving a tour. Kathy's been doing yard work. It looked like it was going to rain, but it just hasn't quite gotten there yet. And I've been out mapping palm trees, and I want to apologize. So I did the Saturday live, and we decided that it would work as long as I stay away from the Wi-Fi. So I thought by being outside I was okay, but apparently I got close enough to the house at some point that it tried to cut over to Wi-Fi, and so it cut you guys out. So we have come up with the idea. Oops, there's a horrible cat's claw. Look at that sucker. Sorry, I digress. Just can't kill it here, which means there's a root in there somewhere. Anyway, what we've decided to do is to turn off Wi-Fi so that we're always on 5G when we go live, and see if that doesn't help things. But I thought I would come outside today. Hopefully you can hear me. The microphone doesn't do great in the wind, but I wanted to show you a house across the street today. And we tried to put it on a video a couple weeks ago, and it just didn't come out. But that is the house that was built for J.C. League's attorney slash business manager. And I've just gone blank on his name. I'm going to have to ask Joe. Okay, I have gone totally blank. But it's now an Airbnb. It's really kind of a fun place. It's owned by a guy we call Captain Mike or Pirate Mike. The whole downstairs is a giant party house that sleeps 20-something. His family actually lived there for a long time. He does a great job maintaining it, but it's a super fun house. And then I was going to show you in the back. Of course, I picked a very windy day for this, where the old Kempner house used to be. So we've talked before about Eliza Kempner buying this house for her kind of expanding brood of grandchildren. But what I did not know until recently is that their original home was right back here, catty-cornered, where that ugly little fourplex is. And the Kempner brothers, Eliza's sons, actually tore down the family home to build an apartment building there. So I'm not sure. I haven't been able to find records if that's the building they built. But they did tear down their own family home to do that. All right, back to Broadway and heading east from 17th towards 16th and then towards 15th. And you've seen our friendly church here, the Broadway Church of Christ. They've been so supportive of us since we got the house. That's where we have our fashion show. But then we have two modern houses. There used to be a fabulous house on this lot called the True Heart Castle, and it was just incredible. And when Mr. Trueheart, I forget his name, died, the daughter talked the mom into tearing down the house and building a modern house. So they built this Spanish Revival in the 20s, just like our add-on porch. It's got a gorgeous yard. The couple that bought it have done a ton of work. But it's not the original house, and it's not the fabulous big Broadway mansion that used to be here. Okay, I'm just going to voice over this because the street noise got crazy loud in this section, but I'm continuing to walk east on Broadway on the north side of the street. You can see these fabulous old original sidewalks that were really covering almost all of the Galveston sidewalks at the turn of the century. There's just a few left. This one's actually in pretty great shape for the most part. And then as I cross over into the next block, there's this lovely little park that was actually made by John Campbell. Here's the gentleman that I consult with a lot of times on the palm trees. And as you continue walking to the end of this block, we will get to another home that we're going to stop and take a look at. When we're coming back, I'm just heading all the way to the corner of 14th Street and Broadway, which is where the Bishop's Palace is. The Bishop's Palace is here at the corner of 14th and Broadway, and it's all in scaffolding because it's getting its new roof put on. But I wanted to walk this way and show you why we do what we do and why it's so important. Because from the Bishop's Palace at the corner of 14th all the way down past 20th Street, all the original homes are gone. This is an incredible house, don't get me wrong, but it's a modern house from the 20s, as are all the other houses. Another, quote, new house, again, fabulous in its own right, but all the original grand pre-1900 mansions that used to line Broadway are gone. So here we are at 15th and Broadway, and just peeking up over there, the chimney of the Bishop's Palace. And through the trees over there, a little bit of the Lucas apartment. But here on this corner of 15th and Broadway sits the Isaac and Henrietta Kempner House. And Isaac was the oldest son of Eliza Kempner. And he built this house, like I said, around 1920. And then it was expanded. It's been maintained in fabulous condition. It's got these incredible leaded glass doors. But what I did not know until yesterday is that before this house was built here, it's 1502 Broadway, there were a series of other houses here. And at 1506 Broadway, which is probably where this addition was added, the house that was there was occupied by J.C. and Nellie League while they were building the League-Kempner House. And another city directory also shows them living at 1526 Broadway, which would have been down here in the corner where that park was. Now, I don't know if they owned this block and these houses, or if they just rented while they were building. I haven't been able to dig deep enough to find the full story, but I thought it was interesting that they were just living one block away, basically, while the house was under construction. And I went down that rabbit trail because I was trying to get a Facebook post up about the Leon Blum house, which was the house that sat on our property that burned in the Great Fire of 1885. And after that house burned, that's when J.C. League bought the land to build his house. And one thing led to another, and then I spent 4 hours on the portal to Texas history, going down many, many rabbit trails. So that is what happens when you start digging into some of these details. Everything's so interconnected. But I'm pausing here because I don't know if everybody has seen the information about the Rosenberg fountains. This is another very interesting thing in Galveston. Henry Rosenberg was a prominent businessman who was in business with J.C. League. They're all intertwined. He had no children. He left his fortune to various charities in Galveston. But one thing he did was build, I think, 20-something of these fountains, and they were all over the island so that people and pets and horses could have fresh drinking water. So all the fountains have 3 levels. They have a lower level for the dogs, a little horse trough, and then a fountain for people, all providing fresh water, because Galveston as a whole did not have fresh water. You had to catch your own rainwater. And there's only a few of these. I think there's 7 left in existence that they know about. But this one was erected here, obviously much higher than it would have been initially. But what a great legacy. And here we are back on our corner. And I'm going to pause and take you down the west side of the block. So here we are on the west side of our house. There we are right there. And you've seen the apartments before, the condos. They do a fabulous job with their garden. Rosa does all this work. She's just amazing. Someday ours may look like that. But they say this brick was from the original Lasker mansion that was here. It was reused. But you can see, and it goes to a shopping center. And there's one old house left, and a couple of newer houses from the 20s and 30s. And here we are at the corner of 19th and Broadway, and this is actually the site where Daisy League and her husband Waters Davis built their house when they got married, just one full block away from Daisy's parents' house. And from there down, it's just gas stations and kind of junky buildings. So all the grand homes are gone. But a bit further down, you'll find Moody, Ashton, and Sealy open gates. But this whole area used to be lined with gorgeous homes. I do love that the apartments still have their carriage step. And it looks like we have some more tours going in, so I better get back. But that is why we do what we do, and why we appreciate you guys so much for being members and sticking with us as we figure all this stuff out. It's so important to save this history. This house is so worth it. So thanks for being patient with us. Thanks for being our very best supporters. And if there's anything you'd like to see, just drop us a comment and let us know. These videos are for you guys. But that's Kelly calling me. Our visitors await.